Kitten! I love you. You're so cute. I love this cat. She's beautiful. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Richmond Reader, otherwise known as Emily, and today I'm going to be bringing to you my November wrap-up and my lack of December TBR. I am really sad that I have not read more books this year than I have, but there were definitely months that I only read like one book that month or two books that month, so it's okay. I'm not going to reach my reading goal for the year, but I tried and I read 4 books. November wasn't the biggest reading month for me as far as quantity, but it also wasn't the biggest reading month as far as quality. Because of these books, I gave one 5 stars, but the other ones got 3 stars. So the first book that I read in November was Tin Heart by Siobhan Plaza. This was actually an arc that I won from a Goodreads giveaway. I have been on a roll with Goodreads giveaways lately. Oh my gosh, I'm winning them all. Just kidding, I won 2 in the last like 6 months. Tin Heart comes out in March of next year. So this book is a heart transplant book, and I was really hoping that I would like it because I love aspects like that, but I did only give it like a 2-star. This book is about Marlo, who just got a heart transplant. She used to be the dying girl, and now she's alive again. She doesn't have to worry about dying. But for closure, she really wants to know who her donor was. She does a little bit of research. She thinks that she found the boy whose heart she now has, but this book was so weird. Like, it was over the top weird. It did not have to be so weird. Marlo, our main character, a girl, she lives in a family of vegans, and her mother moves their vegan shop right beside a butcher shop, then proceeds to boycott that butcher shop. So we got vegan versus butcher, and then we have her little brother who dresses every day like it's Halloween, is how it's described on the back of the book. He dresses up like in crazy costumes every day, which would be unique and everything. It just kind of got annoying, and I was starting to question how old the child actually is. I think he's supposed to be like 11 or 12 or something, but he acts like he's like 6. So I was like, is there some sort of like mental slowness going on? I'm not sure. Not that that's a sign of like mental deficiency, but his character just came across younger than he should have been, and the whole dressing up in costume thing was strange. Then the butcher's son is kind of swoon-worthy or whatever. He kind of becomes this love interest, but he's really a jerk, and it's one of those like, how is she falling for the jerk? You just said he was like a jerk to you a second ago, and now you're falling in love with him. I don't get it. What? I don't know why I threw the book. So all in all, this book just had over-the-top weirdness, a love interest that was a jerk and I don't know how she fell for him, the little brother confusingly dressing up every day. I don't know, I just didn't really understand that. The whole vegan versus butcher thing and protesting when you could just accept that maybe people can be different. Ultimately, I just did not like it at all. So the second book that I read in November was also an arc, and I do have a full non-spoiler review video up for this one. This is How She Died, How I Lived by Mary Crockett. I think I gave this one a 3-star too, just because, wow, let's make every girl paranoid that she will also be raped and murdered. I don't know, that's what I got from it. I'm really sorry. And this book did just come out. It's out now. It came out November 13th, I believe. I liked it. It was a good, smooth, easy to read book. And it happened, and it's over now, and I'm fine with that. This book had its good points, like the poetry incorporated in it was really cool. I enjoyed that. The main character remaining nameless, I liked that a little, kind of, sort of. I understood it, that it could be you, but the whole message of this book is basically, you could definitely be raped and murdered. Just wait. I am not telling you you're not gonna like this book. I'm just saying I didn't like it. A fellow booktuber, Shelby, who I love, she has this cute little southern accent. I will definitely leave her channel down below. She talked about reading this one too, and I believe she gave it a 5-star. Like, she liked it. I'm not saying that people aren't gonna like this. It just did not sit well with me. The next book that I read, I kind of have fond memories of this one now because I read it on the drive to YALLFest that was in South Carolina, and we came from Richmond, Virginia, so it was this big drive. And I read Broken Things by Lauren Oliver on that drive, and I really liked this book. This was my 5-star book of the month. However, I've also seen people hate this book. I'm not trying to come across like my reading style or books that I like are so abnormal and like not any book that you will want to pick up because I am a normal reader. It's just strange that people have problems with this book and I loved it, and then I had problems with other stuff, you know, and They love it. It's just so strange and cool that like we all have different reading tastes. One of my favorite books of the year is Mr. Tender's Girl. I read this and I will forever read Slenderman retellings, Slenderman-esque anything. This book, I loved it. This is actually an adult thriller. Look at all my tabbies. Look at all the tabbies. This was all of the times that I thought I knew who Mr. Tender was. Oh my gosh, this book reads like a horror movie. Like you are watching a horror movie. It was just great. I just loved it. I just loved it. So I actually pre-ordered this, having already heard and researched and knew what it was gonna be about. I have a few tabbies just because we were on the road and I didn't have my tabbies with me, and these are literally not tabbies. These are sticky notes cut in half. So this book is about Bryn, Mia, and Summer. Summer's dead because Mia and Bryn supposedly killed her. And this book is described as, this happened 5 years ago, that Summer died, that they murdered her, and then it's 5 years later and like new evidence is uncovered or something. It's not in a police kind of way that it's evidence uncovered. It's an item that they find later in this shed that they used to hang out in, and was kind of like the door to, was it kind of like a door or portal to Lovelorn? I don't remember. But these three girls, when they were younger, were obsessed with a book called The Way into Lovelorn. Everyone thinks that they sacrificed Summer to appease the Shadow, which is the monster that kind of eats children maybe in Lovelorn. This book was so good because the three girls ended up writing their own fan fiction called Return to Lovelorn, where they write themselves into the story, or they write themselves into a sequel. I thought I knew who either the killer or, oh my gosh, I had this whole theory, this whole scenario where I'm not gonna tell you who I thought it was, because then you're gonna know that who I thought it was it who I thought it was wasn't who it was. I'm not gonna tell you because then you'll know it wasn't them. Mia's mother is a hoarder. Bryn ends up going to this rehab clinic for addicts. There's also a boy who the girls suspect that he did it. There are LGBT themes in this, which I didn't know going in, but Bryn, the main character, is gay. If you're a fan of Books and Lala, she actually talked about this briefly in one of her previous videos. And she said she hated it, and her main reason was because of the fat rep, which didn't really come up in the book a lot. I don't really know why she had a problem with the overweight character or her representation or whatever, because she is famous on YouTube for doing makeup tutorials, and Bryn ends up kind of falling for her a little bit. That's kind of a spoiler. It comes in later. I'm just trying to back up my claim saying that the fat rep wasn't that bad. Like, there's a couple times where Bryn is like, aren't you supposed to like not have any confidence because you're overweight? And she's like, sure, I guess, but I don't. Like, she was a confident overweight makeup tutorialing girl. Like, she wasn't made fun of, she wasn't, you know, she had confidence, she was famous. I don't really get the whole misrepresentation of the overweight character. I don't know. I think the main problem was Bryn sometimes points it out, but then she ends up falling for her anyway. It's like, okay, moving on to the final book that I read in November, Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd. And this was one of the books that I actually ordered off of Amazon so I could save some money, took it to YALLFest, and got her to sign it for me. She wrote a little spell in there, which I now know what it means. And unfortunately, I didn't really love this book that much. It's so unfortunate that you have a book that is personalized to you and you didn't like it. I feel very like guilty in a way. Like I should have liked it. It's personalized to me. This is like gorgeous. I just didn't really like it that much. Oh, the gargoyle. I get it. The gargoyle, I get it. I'm sure you've heard of this book before. It's kind of been going around BookTube lately, and it's a new release. This is a magical fantasy book about Anouk. Anouk is a beastie, which means she was only human for a little while. She was actually an animal for most of her life. But her witch, Mata Vitora, kind of cursed animals into being humans to work for her, and they weren't all created at the same time. Some were created, you know, years before, and Anouk has only been human for a year. So someone kills their witch, which means they only have 3 days before they're gonna turn back into animals to figure out how to stay human. Maybe I was just let down by the ending, and then I did find one review that was really, really long and hated on the book, and I kind of agreed with some of the stuff that they said. I hope that didn't sway my thoughts. Sometimes I am swayed. Guilty. There were definitely LGBT, you know, and the transgender aspects thrown into this book. Were they executed well? Not really. Sorry. There's literally one point where there's a transgender character in here, which she's great, whatever, that's fine. But there's literally one point where they meet her and they're like, wait, witches don't usually have girls, they have witch boys. And she's like, well, I wasn't always a girl. And that's literally her saying she's transgender. And I'm over here like, can you explain that real quick? Can you just be a little less vague? Like, I was assuming maybe it was magic, you know? And the whole Luke thing, come on, Luke wasn't even in the book at all. She kept talking about, where is Luke? Oh my gosh, where is Luke? I miss Luke so much. He was like a brother figure, and where's Luke? Literally, where's Luke? It got so annoying, her wanting Luke back wherever Luke went, and, oh, this is kind of a spoiler, sorry. He maybe shows up like here. He's just not in the book, but he's talked about. It wasn't as bad as I thought, I guess, but I did definitely have problems with it. But I don't know, hey, if it's on your TBR, give it a try. Let me know if you liked it better than I did. So those are the 4 books that I read in November, and now I would like to address how TBRs do not work for me. I am so bad at TBRs. I am so bad at saying, Emily, you're gonna read these 6 books this month, and then I either read only one of them and pick my own books, don't read those, I don't know. I don't know what happens, but I am not good at keeping to a TBR. Next year will be my first full year of doing BookTube, 2019, since I kind of started really late this year. And I guess this is a little bit of a warning that I'm not gonna do TBRs. I will definitely do wrap-ups, but you're not gonna know what I'm going to read that month because I never know what I'm gonna read that month. I might win ARCs off of Goodreads, and then they take precedence over the books that I have set out to read. I also read what I feel. I read what I want to read in that moment. I'm just not gonna have TBRs because I just can't stick with them. I never stick with them, and then it stresses me out that I didn't read what I told you I was gonna read. Booktubing is supposed to be fun, not stressful. But if you really wanna know what I'm reading that month, totally follow me on Twitter because I always talk about the books that I'm reading on there. It is December 10th right now, and I have finished 1.5 books so far in December. I'll talk about how far behind my reading really is in my bookish New Year's resolutions video, coming soon to theaters near you. With that, I will sign off. I am being bitten in the shoulder. Look over here. Yeah, look at your beautiful face. Aww. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in another video. Bye! Wave bye, or just bite me. I hold her like a football.